our popcorn kickoff Encore. We had done it about 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, and realized that there were still some folks that needed the opportunity to be able to understand what's happening with this year's sale. We know also that in the past, the popcorn sale hasn't started this early, so it was catching some folks by surprise. So may not be paying attention to their communications channels. And as well, it's a very difficult time for everyone, even operating accounting programs or their personal lives. So again, want to thank you very much for being with us here tonight. And we're going to do this, since it is a small group, much more of a interactive format than we did the other one. The first presentation we did was recorded and is out in a couple of places. We'll make sure that you have directions to where that can be found. But at the same time, since it's a small group, let's be intimate, and we'll do a little bit of talking and then answer all of your questions. And if someone's questions might be someone else's questions. So you have the ability to unmute. And we will start off by introducing the Trails End representative who's with us tonight, Vincent Price, and we'll go over some of the basics, and then we'll move specifically into what you might know or not know about the sale. You know, some of you could be experienced popcorn sellers. Some of you could already be registered with us, could have already been participating, and we'll take it from there. So Vincent.
Thanks, Art. As Art said, my name is Vincent Price. In addition to being the rep for your council, I'm also in charge of the distribution for the entire Northeast region. So I'm the guy that's going to have a lot of the late nights, making sure we get the popcorn to where it needs to be. Art invited me on because, you know, I have a kid that's in scouting myself with the Anthony Wayne Council, and I understand how sometimes when you get this information, maybe you don't completely understand it, or, you know, maybe things are done in a way and you just like a better explanation of why is the shipping cost like this, or why is this only online and things like that. So I basically just wanted to join to not only give you guys the opportunity to ask questions, but to also provide some answers that'll maybe help clear the sale up for you guys. And then for if there's anyone on here who's not familiar with the sale or is new to everything, I don't mind showing a brief presentation to kind of walk you guys through everything, to kind of show you what the Trails End program looks like this year. So I guess the first thing that we can start off with is, does anyone have any questions or any concerns with something they may have seen on Facebook or in an email, or is there anything that you like to ask personally that I can maybe give you guys some clarity on?
My name's Mary LaValle with PAC 1849 in Chicopee. And I just had a quick question, hopefully it's quick, that I have a couple of families that have a scout in Boy Scouts and a scout in Cub Scouts. They were finding it a little confusing to have each scout have their own link. So I just wondered, is there a way to split it between the troop and the pack? Like, I have a joining troop with my group, but is there a way to split the sales between the kids?
So Vincent, this is Catherine. Similarly that we're PAC 180 in Ludlow. We have a boys troop and a girls troop. So it's the same question. The treasurer wants one account, and we need to be able to split up the sales between the two troops. So I think that's similar to what Mary's saying.
The traditional sales can be split, but the online sales cannot be split. Unfortunately, the way the online program works with the distribution of rewards points, there's no way to actually split that. But from a traditional sales standpoint, there are multiple ways that those sales can be split if you wanted to combine them.
Can you talk through the online? What is the difference? Why? Because I thought, well, in the other product that we used to use, the online was always tied to a scout, right? So help me understand why we're not able to split that. And maybe I just don't understand the process.
Yeah, the online is still tied to a scout, but from a reward standpoint, this year, you guys weren't with us last year, but last year we had a dollar system, and so last year we were kind of able to split those things up because it was dollars. But this year, from the reward standpoint, it's a point system, and so because of that, we're not able to split the online sales. The decision was made to do it that way simply because a lot of times if you get into the weeds with that kind of stuff, at the end of the day, maybe one kid gets too much and another kid gets too little, and it really causes a lot of friction. And we want to kind of avoid that. And not only that, the way the online is designed is with the intention of maybe a scout's using it for social distancing. So when you think of a scout potentially running their entire cell from the comfort of their home, you don't picture them being in a group doing that. And so you don't picture them in a situation where they would need to split those cells. So that's kind of the reason why it is the way it is.
Gotcha. So just one last thing. So I know you said the traditional sales, you can kind of split. By traditional, do you mean the wagon sales?
Yeah,
or
like
the paper?
Sorry. Yeah, when I say traditional sales, I'm generally talking about show and sell and take order.
Okay. And then off of that, for the wagon sales, those sales can be done anytime, or they have to be done before our take order is due on, not take order, our show and sell order in the beginning of August? Or can the wagon sales be done through November like we used to do, and put that as kind of like, I guess, a more modern paper order?
So what a wagon sale technically is let's say you order show and sell product, but you don't sell through all of it. So then a wagon sale is like you're doing the take order portion and you're knocking on some doors, and there are some products that a customer might want. So if you still have some of that product left over, then you're able to provide it right there. So that's a wagon sale. A take order is where you don't have the product, and so the customer writes down what they want, and then you put it on the paper, and then it's shipped later and they get it. So that's kind of the difference between that.
Okay.
But yeah, since with a wagon sale, since you already have the product, you don't have to really worry about writing it down on the take order form.
So we have take order and the show and sell, and then the wagon sale is leftovers of show and sell.
Correct. So so the app might say wagon sale, right? So you're in the app and it says storefront sales, wagon sales. If you have the product on you, it's a wagon sale. So then you're able to mark it as delivered in the app. But if you don't have the product on you, now you're talking about a take order, and you would mark that as delivered. So that I understand it can be a little confusing, but that's how the two of those things work.
Okay, thank you.
No
Also, with the show and sells, we've contacted a few businesses in the area, and the businesses are not able to tell us if we're able to have a show and sell at their organization or not. So the August 9th date is pretty early to decide on, with this year, with our situation with COVID.
I can tell you that from a region standpoint, in terms of availability, it's down like 28%. There are a lot of the major brands, the major stores that are just saying, like no way this year. And then there are some units are finding loopholes where they're maybe asking those stores that say no, well, can we sell in the parking lot? But a lot of the stores are saying no, so I know exactly what you're talking about. But one thing that I am finding a little shocking is that the mom and pop stores are actually saying yes. So I'm not sure how your unit's parents feel about the selling in front of storefronts. But if you are still looking to do that, I can tell you that a lot of the smaller stores are allowing that, it seems, at least in the Northeast region.
That's actually who we asked, was a mom and pop store. My husband is the chef there, so we always sell at this store, and they said that they're going to have to not tell us until closer to September, October, if we're going to be able to do a show and sell.
Yeah, that's a little rough. But luckily, if there is a situation where maybe things open up a little and the units decide that, hey, maybe we want to sell a little bit. Art and those guys can get with me. Obviously, I take care of shipping, and we can maybe throw in an extra shipment date just to kind of help things out that way.
That would be awesome. So obviously, we don't want to be sitting on all the show and sell stuff if we ultimately are not able to have a show and sell.
Yeah, and a big fear with that too is that like, what if you guys do get this show and sell product and COVID spikes back up, or now you're straddled with a bunch of inventory that you can't get rid of, and so yeah, it's just a weird year. It's funny to think that just in January we were all having a good time, hanging out with friends, eating in restaurants, and now you can't really do anything without the fear of catching this thing. So it's nasty.
There might be a good opportunity here in the conversation to interject with the Patriots tins. So we do have those. Those are on order. Those are coming in and are part of the sale that would be considered the show and sell sale. Again, we had to commit to those up front. We had to commit to those in the beginning of June. And I know a lot of our folks want the tins and are interested in the tins and all of those things. You won't see them on the app sales or the online direct, and you won't see them on the paper order form because the intention and the way, we had to do business, both the way Trails End had to do business with its production people, they had to commit, so we had to commit. Those are, on the way coming in. So if folks do want to participate in that part of the sale, we still are looking for folks to, commit and take those. Again, we're looking at that August 9th date, but obviously we will have them available until we don't have any more. At this point in time, the council order, we have about 600 of them.
Just so you guys know, I didn't tell you this, but I am stationed in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm a huge Colts fan, and it pains me dearly to ship those Patriots tins to you guys, but we're going to do it. But sometimes I consider dinning them up a little bit before we ship them out.
What are the dates, the sell-by dates on the packages? I know previous popcorns have been just a 6-month date.
I can tell you from our product, it depends on what kind of product it is. So some of the cheese stuff might have an expiration date of 6 months to 8 months, where some of the other stuff might last an entire year. So it just depends on the product. And to be honest with you, I know what last year's looks like, but since I haven't seen the product yet this year, I don't know what the expiration dates look like. But generally, they range from 8 months to a year.
Okay, great. I know the popcorn lasts longer than the sell-by date, but you have some customers that don't want to purchase it if it's past the sell-by date.
Yeah, and we actually had that quite a bit last year, but luckily a lot of the dates were had some pretty good longevity on it, and so people were able to sell well after the sale was over.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
So just to be clear for myself, for the wagon sales, because we have had a scout that has done some wagon sales, those would come in November, correct? Because it would kind of be like a take order.
Right,
I'm
correct.
understanding that correctly. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And then there's no shipping on that part, right?
Oh, no, if it's something that you've put on the take order form or, in the app as a undelivered take order sale, there's no shipping. It would be like you just place the order with the council, and then Art will order the product from us and we'll ship it out.
Okay. All right. You got it. So it would be like a delivery date of November then.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you.
What are the online costs?
In terms of products, there are some products that are offered online that aren't offered in person. But in terms of the product that you could find at the show and sell, those online are going to be at the same price. The only difference is if you sell online, the customer will have to pay the shipping. The shipping for the first item is $7.99, and then each additional item is 99 cents. We are looking at multiple ways of reducing that. I can tell you I have to get on like 3-hour calls every morning, and the majority of the calls are how do we reduce shipping costs. This past weekend, we had a reduced shipping cost weekend. I'm pretty sure if not this weekend, maybe the next weekend or the next weekend, we have another free shipping weekend coming up. Spoiler alert, I'm not supposed to say that, but there you go. There's another free shipping weekend coming up. And so we're looking at a way where we can make the entire sale free shipping, but obviously you guys don't see this aspect of it, but it is quite costly. And even at $7.99, we do eat up a good amount of the cost. So we're trying to find out a way where maybe we can make this free, but we share some of the costs with like units or councils. So we're exploring a lot of options. But right now the shipping cost is $7.99 for the first item, and then each additional item is 99 cents. That's what you meant, right? I
Yep,
didn't.
yes, no,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, sorry.
And the Patriots tins are gonna be $30.
Correct. Unless.
Yeah, that's the retail price for them, 30. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much.
And what kind of popcorn is in that one again? Is it, I know it's a chocolate one, I think, right?
No, that's salted
Salted.
caramel corn.
Yeah, salted caramel.
Oh, salted caramel. Okay. Thank you.
Unfortunately, we couldn't travel this year, but if we could have, you guys would have got to sample that, because I personally think that that's our best popcorn. But it's really well liked. So hopefully, if you do order the Patriots tins, you enjoy it. And I will admit, those tins are nice. I don't know how I feel about the Patriots logo on it, but the tins themselves are very nice. Did anyone have any a lot of these calls that I do, there are always some questions on the rewards program and things like that. Was there any confusion on the rewards or how some of the promotions work that we have going now? Because I know a lot of times people are confused on exactly who benefits from that.
I'm gonna just be honest, I know nothing about any of this program, so this is all new to me. So that, I mean, I'm assuming we'll get a packet or something that we can get online to kind of read about it.
I didn't see much about this year yet either.
Okay, let's do this then. What I'll do is I'll do a screen share. The presentation I have, it doesn't have the products on it, but what I'll do is after I go through the presentation, I'll also cover the products, and then we can go from there.
Thanks.
No problem. Okay, so Trails Inn has been in business since 1980, and I can tell you that Mike Weaver, our owner, is a big time supporter of scouting. He actually he doesn't get on us for not doing our job. He gets on us if we don't have enough love for scouting, and so we're slowly starting to become lovers of scouting as well. But we've been in business with scouting since 1980, and over that course, we've helped to raise over $4 billion in return to scouting. A lot of what we do helps to return 73% to scouting, and through that, you guys are able to fund your unit scouting programs, help the scouts develop good character, because obviously with a lot of things going on this year, we need kids with good character. You know, the world's not headed in a great place, but if we can turn the next ones up into good people, then you know, the world can bounce back. And so through that, through selling popcorn, we're able to not only help fund scouting, but to help fund the next leaders of the world. In terms of the Trails Inn program, there's 4 aspects to it. So the first one is the Trails Inn app. The second is the Trails Inn rewards, the Trails Inn online, and then last but certainly not least, the Trails Inn Facebook communities. So you guys weren't with us, but last year was actually the first year we rolled out the app. And the reason we did it is because a lot of people felt like selling popcorn was a second job, you know, like obviously if you're a parent, you want to support your kid, but you know, you also work all week, so you don't want to kind of take on this second job of selling popcorn. And so it was a real pain in the butt. So what we wanted to do at Trozen was to kind of help alleviate that a little bit. So we created this app that it did a lot of things. It allowed you to set up storefronts. It gave you visibility on inventory that you really didn't have before, you know. So a lot of times the way popcorn will work is you give this product to the kids, they go out, you have no idea what they're selling, how they're doing, and then they come back at the end of the year, and that's when you know what's going on. Well, with the app, you can pretty much monitor the inventory the entire time. But not only that, you can see what the kids' goals are. You can see, you see how much inventory they have left and how close they are to obtaining their goals. In addition to that, we also had a feature which allowed for the taking of credit cards. So a lot of times when these kids would go out and sell, it's a brave thing to go and talk to a stranger and try to sell them something. But it's even more disheartening to kind of take that risk and put yourself out there only to have someone tell you no. And so with the credit card swipers, we also decided to go ahead and pay for the credit card fees. That is something that's back this year. So as long as you run your sale through the app, we're going to take care of credit card fees. So in addition to free credit card processing, there was also real-time tracking of reports. Something that's new this year, families who take cash can actually put the cash in their pocket and turn that amount in using their credit card. And then something else that's new this year is that the Trozen Online can actually be accessed in the app. Last year it was its own entity, and so you had to go to a separate online page to even do that. This year, if you already have the app, you can see that it's a button in the app. You can tap that button, make an online sale that way. And then the greatest thing that you get from this app is that it's going to save you a lot of time. A good example of this is I helped my own son sell while working for the company, and I almost want to give up on popcorn. But this app made my life a lot easier. And I actually got like 6 hours back, so I was able to get a little more sleep. In terms of results that we had last year, the app was used by over 14,500 units and over 160,000 scouts. If you used the app last year and ran 75% or more of your sales through the app, you saw a growth of 10%. And I kept talking to you guys about the benefits of us paying the fees. The reason we pay the fees is because we also know that it's going to help scouting make more money. And the reason we know this is that generally an adult carries about $20 in cash on them, that emergency 20 that you can say, oh, this is enough to get gas, or, oh, if I need to make a stop by the store, I have enough. Well, when it comes to a kid wanting to sell popcorn, if a person doesn't really want to spend that 20, or if they really want to buy, but they only have that 20, well, that's the most they can sell. You can only sell them up to $20. Well, what we found out last year is by taking credit card transactions, the credit card sales were actually 27% higher than the cash sales. So you're going to make more money by utilizing the credit card portion of the app as well.
So Vince, can I ask a quick question back to the app?
Yeah.
So is the app for, I'm assuming it's every parent who has a Scout or Cub Scout, well, any type of Scout who's selling, right? So every
Correct.
parent can download it. Now, when you're looking at the information, does it give you all the troops info, or does it just give you your Scout?
So the app is generally for the Scouts, and what it is it's a point of sale. So from the app standpoint, you're just going to get your Scouts information. But if you're a unit leader, there's something called the unit leader dashboard, and what that is it gives you, it's like your command center. You can't use it on your phone, you have to use it from the web, but it lets you look at everyone in your unit. So you can see like the unit total sales, or you can see an individual Scout's sale. You can see who's selling what and who needs what. It's really cool. So it gives you like an overview, in-depth look of not only your unit as a whole, but every Scout within that unit.
So just to validate, that I can see individual, whether it's online or traditional on
Correct.
This dashboard. Okay.
Not only that, I mean, you can see if they made a show and sale, a wagon sale, an online sale. You can even see if they took cash or credit and how much they're taking of each. So yeah, it's really in depth.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a view that would help our treasurer, right? So it breaks down everything that could tie into the total that he's taking in.
Yeah, and then
that's kind of where I'm going with this, because we need to be able to differentiate between our kids and our troops. because we have our own internal way that we credit the sales to the kids.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And then you can also export everything that's in that dashboard as well. So
Okay.
it'll help you out with reports if you have your own way of doing things.
Okay.
And Vincent, is it safe to assume there's a dashboard at the district and council level as well?
Yeah, yeah. There's a dashboard for everyone except the scouts because obviously the scouts have the app. But anyone that's overseeing the scouts can get in there and kind of see what's going on. If you haven't downloaded the app, you can do so. It's in both the iOS store as well as the Android store. Another thing that the app is doing now is it's also shooting out notifications of when we have free shipping weekends. So as soon as you log in, you're going to get this big bright red message that says, hey, free shipping weekend upcoming, free shipping weekend coming this weekend. So you're going to get notifications like that. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, this is what the multiple screens of the app look like. So obviously, you guys can see your point of sale, your payment screen, your storefront scheduling screen, and then your sale tracking screen. So, it's awesome that I'm telling you guys that we have this great app, it does all this stuff and visibility this and credit card sales that. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't do you any good if you don't know how to use it. So to kind of teach everyone how to use it, we're hosting over 200 webinars this year. These webinars range from 8 a.m. to roughly 9:30 p.m. But not only that, each webinar also has a rep like myself on it. And something that we're doing this year is every question asked, every question answered. And that is not an exaggeration. Last week, I was up to like 2 a.m. on one of these webinars answering questions. But that's what we're here for, The webinars are here to make sure you guys understand the app and that every little question you have gets answered. Because at the end of the day, if you're taking out your time to attend something and get information, we want to make sure that by the time you leave, you feel satisfied. And so if you haven't been able to jump on the webinar yet, I encourage you to do so. They are still going on, and they'll be going on for quite a while. So you can sign up at www.trails-in.com/webinars. And if you do sign up, make sure you come with a list of questions. Literally bring every question you have with you so that by the time you leave, you'll understand the app just as well as I do. So we talked a little bit about Online Direct. So Online Direct is actually multiple things. I told you guys last year that our online platform was its own separate entity. It was something different. But a lot of the complaints that we got last year about the online program was that the items online were way too expensive, and they were. I saw like $50, $60, and even I work for the company, and even I didn't buy that stuff because it was too high. And so obviously that was some of the feedback we got from some of the scouts and units and councils. And so we took a look at it, and we at the end of the day, we pretty much just said, okay, tell us exactly what it is you guys want. And the main thing that they said was that they want items that you can get at the show and sell and take order online, but at the same prices. So that's one of the ways that Online Direct came about, or that's at least one of the ways that the online program got revamped a little bit. But then COVID happened. And so the online program evolved again. It evolved into something that pretty much asked the question, how do we keep the scouts safe? Obviously, everyone is viewing this thing a lot differently. Depending on who you are, determines how seriously you take this thing. And a good example of that is the fact that you still have a ton of people out here not wearing masks, so some people aren't really worried about it, where some people are like very fearful of getting it. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to make sure that we alleviated some of the fears of parents who maybe don't feel comfortable with their scouts selling out in front of storefronts. And so that's what Online Direct is. Online Direct is another way of running your entire sale from the comfort of your own home if you feel like you're not safe enough to go out. And so there's a lot of benefits to it. One of the main benefits is that there's no handling of product. It's going to go directly to the consumer. You don't have to worry about the kids touching it. You don't have to worry about parents touching it. Trails In is going to take care of that. The reason why this is huge is because that we as adults know that paper holds like a lot of dirt and filth worse than anything. And a good example of that is money. picture how many times we've touched a dollar bill, $5 bill, $20 bill that's passed millions of hands. Who knows what we've been touching, you know? And cardboard is the same way. Now, obviously, with everything going on in COVID, we don't want to put children in a situation where they're handling product that maybe came from a warehouse where a guy sneezed or had the coronavirus, didn't wash his hands, just put his hands on the box, threw it on the truck, and now he's passing it to some kid out in Massachusetts. We don't want that. Another benefit of online direct is there's no risk of excess inventory. You're only getting exactly what you need. It's going directly to the customer. So again, you're not touching it, and you don't have to worry about having product you can't get rid of, because again, you're only getting exactly what you need. Online direct is credit card only, so there's no handling of cash. So you're staying safe that way, and you don't have to worry about tracking down all these cash payments at the end of the day, simply because a scout forgot to turn in money or someone forgot to bring the cash to you. From a leader standpoint, it's less work because, again, you don't have to worry about inventory or tracking down cash. You're good to go. And then with every online sale that's made, you're going to be able to see that in that unit leader dashboard that I was talking about. And then last but certainly not least, one of the best benefits of online direct this year is that not only are we giving out double points, but right now we're running a promotion that started July 1st and ends August 15th. And any online sales made through that time period, the units are going to actually get that money, get 5% of those sales back in the form of an Amazon gift card. Obviously, there are some things that units still need, you know, and if you're able to make that money without having to really, if you're able to get those items without having to really pay out of your own pocket, then why not let Trojan handle that for you? So that's another benefit. And then in terms of benefits for scouts, they're going to get a lot more from it this year. Obviously, we don't want any kid to feel like because they can't sell in front of a storefront that they're being left out. And so what we're doing is we're giving them double points for every online sale made. And these double points also go toward the scout that is out in front of a storefront sale. You know, maybe he's out selling and a customer really wants to buy an item, but you don't have it. As long as the customer doesn't mind paying for the shipping, the scout can bring up their screen, place an order for that item, and now it's going to go directly to that person, and they're going to get double points for it. So whether you're using the online direct in front of a storefront or from the comforts of your own home, the scout is still going to get double points for that. In terms of the ease of it, this year we've made it easier than ever. Now you can share to your social media account. You can email a link to grandma or grandpa who's still using AOL email, or you can even text out a link to a friend. So there's multiple ways to kind of share that link and generate those online sales. And so this is the year where we've really not only made it easy for scouts, but we've also made it easier for them to climb the rewards program as well. And this page just pretty much shows the two ways that I cover with you guys. One way being that you can sell from your couch by sharing your link through email, text, or social media. And then the other way is that you can bring it up in the app while you're out in public to sell that way. And then from a rewards program, some of the reasons why we went to Amazon rewards, or for the higher tier rewards, is because at the end of the day, you want a scout to feel like their hard work is being rewarded. And with Amazon rewards, you can do that as long as the scout sells the $17.50. They're going to be able to take those gift cards and get almost anything they want. Pretty much Amazon has everything these days. And for parents who have kids who are just obsessed with Fortnite, like my son, and always asking for V-Bucks, this is a great motivator, because now you can tell that scout, hey, those V-Bucks you like so much, you can go out and earn them. But to earn them, you're going to have to sell popcorn. And however many V-Bucks you get determines how much you put into the sale. And so it's a great motivator for that way. But one of the best things about it is that it allows scouts to get bigger prizes. There's millions of choices on Amazon. Again, it's one of those situations where it's going to go directly to the scout. Whatever they buy is going to go directly to them, so you don't really have to worry about them getting out there and getting exposed. They can still sell from the entirety of their, they can still run their entire sale from the couch and then have their prize come to them as well. And last but certainly not least, it's what they want. scouts love being able to have choices. And so Amazon is like that ultimate ticket to, hey, get whatever you want, but whatever you get is going to be a reflection of how hard you work during the sale. From a leader standpoint, the leaders don't have to mess with the prizes on this aspect of the sale. And then they're going to still be able to kind of take a look at what the scouts are doing, how close they are to their prize tiers and things like that. And
just to just to make sure folks do understand that the prizes under this level are still available and out there as well. So just wanted to make sure that these are bonus prizes.
Right.
So there's actually even a little soft spot where you get both a bonus prize from Trails End and a prize from us from the Western Massachusetts Council. So.
Right, and this is definitely the year where you want to get as much as you can. So yeah, for your council, this is a bonus prize, and so the prize starts at 1,750 or 1,750 points. But at that level, they're gonna earn a $70 gift card. So if you have kids that are like mine, my son's a gamer, so as long as he hits these points, he's going to not only get the $70 gift card, but that's enough for an actual game. So those games that I've been shelling out for years, where he keeps coming back to the drawing board, asking me. Now he can go out and earn them themselves. But not only that, he's going to get a prize from the council simply because the council has a prize program as well. So it's an opportunity for the scouts to not only get a prize from the council, but to also go out and get a bonus prize from Trails End. And that prize, they can choose whatever they want. And then last but certainly not least, our Facebook community. So our Facebook community is a lot like our app in the sense that it was something that we created last year. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to create an environment where people who were participating in the sale could get together. The sale at times can be a barrier, and sometimes you have these questions and you don't know who to go to, or sometimes you reach out to the council and, they have a lot of things going on throughout the day and they may not get back to you as quickly as you'd like. But with the Facebook community, you have this group of people who are participating in the same sale as you, but maybe they're over in Texas or California and somewhere else, and you have this question that you really want to answer. And the way it works is basically, if you have anything like that, you can go on Facebook, post your question, and in literally 2 minutes, you're not only going to get an answer that may be better than what you were expecting, but you're probably going to get like 50 of them. But not only can you go in there for answers to your questions, but there's a lot of cool information on there. You're going to find out things from Trails End, and sometimes you're going to find them out quicker than I do. And then another thing is, you can go in there and get selling techniques. Hey, what does your scout say to sell popcorn? Or hey, what's a good way to set up my display table? You're going to get a lot of information, and you're going to have a lot of fun interacting with some of the people in the sale. And I can tell you that from a Northeast standpoint, we generally see, like, for whatever reason, the Northeast seems to mingle a lot with the Texas people. Texas is a big selling area, and so they come up with all these creative ways of doing things. And, the people from the Northeast get to adapt that and make it their own. So I think that's pretty cool. If you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, I encourage you to do so, because I am not exaggerating or lying when I tell you that sometimes Facebook finds out things before we do. And so you can hop on there, and that's like literally one of the first places that information is posted to. But if you'd like to join, you can text Facebook to 62771 and join that way. Or you can just get on your normal Facebook and search for the TE Popcorn Community, and you'll find it that way as well. And with that is the end of that presentation. Does anyone have any questions or anything?
I do. I actually have one more, and I'm so sorry to keep asking about wagon sale.
No, listen, trust me, I have nothing going on. I literally have nothing to do. You're actually helping me out. So I'll answer anything you have.
No way to take credit cards on the wagon sales, right? Unless the person has their own swiper thing and organize it that way.
Oh, no, you can still take the credit cards. So yeah, I talk about the Square Reader, but you can actually manually enter cards as well. And then you're still going to get those 1.5 times points for that sale. So if you don't have the reader, that's fine. You can still just manually enter the card and it will still process that way.
Okay. Well, you were talking, I went on the Trails End app for my son so I could before I asked the question, I put in a wagon sale for myself, but it didn't give me the option. It just says cash option.
You should have a you should have a credit card option as well.
Unless I didn't do it right. It says I went under wagon sales and it says record wagon sale, which is what I did. And it shows $10, but it didn't give me an option. It just says cash owed to unit.
Did you do it as if you're getting ready to check out?
I didn't want to block that. Check out. So I went on my son's app. Maybe I'm not in the right spot on the app. I bet you I'm not. Scout supporter. Oh, no. Oh, that's what I did. Is I went onto his dashboard and did it that way instead of going through, instead of hitting the Trails End icon and getting the scouting fundraiser. Sorry.
No,
that's not at all, because probably most of the folks here on the call haven't yet done it. So everybody could be traveling the same road.
You're actually ahead of the curve, because I work for the company and it took me forever to figure out the app. It was not cute, because I was out presenting, trying to demo an app that I myself didn't understand, and so I had to kind of stumble through it. So that's what we want. We want you to kind of take that time and go through the app and find things. And then if you don't understand something, by all means, feel free to ask questions, because that's what I'm here for. That's what we have the webinars for. And we want to make sure that this is something that you're actually getting benefit out of, instead of having something that's going to cause you more headaches, because now you have to figure out all these ways to use it.
Gotcha. All right. So now I'm in his thing. So if I hit, we'll do the caramel. Okay. So then I put it in the shopping cart, and so then I hit checkout, and then that's where I would put the delivery.
Make sure you don't actually check out the record a sale. But yeah, that's where you would get the option.
Okay. 2-6. Okay. No. Thank goodness for autofill.
It's a wonderful thing.
Right? Okay, step 2, same. Okay, next. Okay, nope. All right, so now I'm at the shipping area. It says confirm order. But I don't see a part to say not delivered, or it's going to make me confirm the order.
Yeah, once you confirm the order, you should be able to have the option to mark it as delivered or undelivered. And then if you mark it as delivered, when you go to checkout, you're going to get a big red exclamation point that tells you, hey, you have this marked as delivered. Are you sure you've delivered this product? And then it'll prompt you to go back or to confirm that you're sure it's accurate.
Okay. I don't want to take up everybody's time. I'll come back to you if I run into something.
Okay, no problem. Did anyone else have any questions that I might be able to answer for you guys?
Will we be getting some type of packet sent to us or mailed to us that we can look through instead of just going online and trying to decipher? what is meant. Like normally we have a packet that gets sent to us.
Do you mean like a kernel guide?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually have one of those, and I can send it to Art as we are all sitting here. And then Art, I'll send you some other things that also has some of the things for the online selling, as well as a door hanger as well. The door hangers seem to be pretty popular this year in terms of just people who are out doing the early selling. When they knock on doors and maybe someone doesn't answer, they're leaving the door hangers, and those are customizable. So if you do have a scout that's taking advantage of the online direct, they're able to kind of put their link on that door hanger, and it'll let people buy from them that way as well.
because then the other day Greg said, "Oh, we're going with a new company this year," but I've been in scouting since the late '70s, so I've actually done Trails In before. When we used to do it, it was Trails In at one time that used to be used.
Yeah. And we do have in both the Pittsfield and Westfield store, the take order forms and the banners. So those are in both places right now. We do track a log of who's picking them up. So those things are available. Also, another opportunity to get them could be on Saturday, August, double checking the date, 22nd, if you want them before the 29th. So on the 22nd, we have at Moses the membership supplies pickup. So we can also have the popcorn supplies there as well. So they're in the both shops right now, Pittsfield and Westfield, and we can bring them out to Moses on the 22nd. The 29th popcorn distribution will be at Westfield. Again, we'll keep reminding you of all these things. Hopefully, you folks are on the distribution list for the council newsletter that goes out either Wednesday night or Thursday morning, depending on the week, depending on how much news there is and when it's breaking and all that kind of stuff. But there is at least a once a week message blast. We also do communicate pretty regularly on Facebook page of the council, and we do have a dedicated page for all the popcorn information as well. It's in the, if you go to the main website for the council, right in the center is a tab that says council programs, and that's where the popcorn information is. I know it might not necessarily be, the first place you look. If you look at all the things on the council page and you say, I don't see any popcorn here. The tab it was put under is programs. And then that's where you find all the key dates and all the key documents.
Yeah, I found that before. And I also plan on being at council on Monday. So the email I send about badges, I'll make sure I mention something about the popcorn thing. If there's anything I need.
Also, sort of the breaking news, this being broke into this group just as Vincent had some things. We actually are changing the hours at the Westfield location. We are going to be open Monday, but we are cutting back. So we're going to be open 11:30 to 7. Again, just our customer count, we're having 1 or 2 customers a day. And we just need to be able to deal with the slim resources that we have the best way, be good stewards of what you all are doing. So if you're coming to Westfield on Monday, 11:30 to 7, Pittsfield right now is still maintaining its 8:30 to 3:30 Monday through Friday, but we are backing out Westfield hours.
Yeah, Greg told me earlier. I was on before everybody else. He let me know about that.
Did anyone else have any questions or anything that I might be able to help out with?
Is there any subject area that you thought you might hear about tonight that you didn't hear? I know you might not have a particular question, but I don't want to, get to the end of this and disconnect and go, gee, I thought they were going to tell us about this or that. They didn't do that. So let's make sure that we meet all your expectations.
I think for us, my packets, some of getting the whole information, looking at it and bringing it to the other leaders and seeing what they want to do.
No,
They were asking me about it last week at our committee meeting or a week and a half ago. What was going on, if I had heard anything about the popcorn. So
Glad you were able to join us tonight.
yeah.
Does the packet go into what the troop can earn, like as far as cost?
The
So
commission structure.
Commission structure. Thank you.
We did have a slide on that in the last presentation. I can see if I can pull it up, but I'll first of all talk about the base commission that I have off the top of my head. So in the past, the base commission started just at 30%, and this year the base commission is starting at 33%. So you're getting an automatic raise right away. So that's part of it. Again, I'm not looking at the page, but I can, I'll pull it from the popcorn page when I'm done talking. The other incentives, it really can be earned the same percentages as could be earned last year. And we actually made it a little bit easier in that one of the incentives last year was for a very large increase in sales. Obviously, we want everyone to increase in sales, but we also realize folks are going to have a hard enough time participating. So participating, in and of itself is the important thing. So we changed that structure so that you still can get the maximum commission if you're willing to do the training, participate in a kickoff, have a unit kickoff, make your payment on time. Also to have a use of the app sales. There's a percentage that's what I don't want to quote without having it in front of me. That's why I was hesitating. And those things are paired up in certain combinations. So I'll pull that document before we close the conversation, but it is on the council webpage, where I described it.
Okay. So the training, is that the web address that you referenced before, Vincent?
Yeah, those are the webinars. So
so that is that the training that you're referencing?
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
also sent Art a kernel guide and some other materials that help as well. But
Okay.
the webinars are hosted by people who are actually in scouting now. So you're not like really hearing from a Trails In guy, but you're actually hearing from people who are out doing the same things as you guys are. So I encourage you to sign up to ask the good questions because they're going to be able to help you as well.
So does this session that we're on right now count for any training, or is this just a separate intro?
This from my standpoint, this isn't training. This is just kind of me walking you guys through things, kind of introducing you to what our program is, some of the things the app does, the Facebook, what is online direct, things of that nature. And then of course, answering any questions that you might already have.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I definitely learned a lot today. Had a lot of the questions answered that were very helpful.
I thank you guys for inviting me. Other than this, I was going to have to go pull weeds with my grandmother. So I appreciate you guys getting me out of that. It's very hot here in Indiana. So
Hey, that's community service.
I don't know if she counts it as community service, but she's going to make me do it one day this week, but at least it's not tonight.
Do it when the sun goes down.
Man, I don't know if you've been here in Indiana, but it feels like the sun never goes down. And not only that, people don't sleep here. They're up all night. So as long as there's a little bit of orange in the sky, you're going to get put to work.
It's beautiful out there. We've driven through a couple times.
Yeah, it's cornfield season. So if you like that nice children of the corn feeling, you can definitely come here and get it. It's very authentic. I mean, the back roads are peaceful, but you're definitely going to wonder what's lurking in the corn stalks. All right, and Greg, I'm not sure if anyone else has any more questions, but if not, I'm going to turn it back over to you guys.
Again, thank you all for being here tonight. And we will continue to be in touch. We'll continue to have more information in those weekly email blasts that come out. So there'll be one that goes out again tomorrow. Certainly want to wish everyone luck, and thank you for your participation tonight. Certainly, you can reach me at the office. You can, again, I work out of the Westfield office. I'll put my email in the chat. I'm in office Monday through Thursday. I do check on the web to see if there's any new units who have signed up. So if there is a unit that hasn't done all of that, I guess, for example, Adam, I guess your unit may not be signed up yet. You're still deciding based on the information. When you sign up, there will be a period of time before you get your thank you and confirmation message. I check that site at least twice a day, or try to. So I know a lot of the systems nowadays, folks are sort of used to, well, I filled it out and within 5 minutes my confirmation will come through. It actually takes action on my part in order for that to happen. Again, we just verify that it is indeed a Western Massachusetts Council unit, and they are registered, and the person registering, is registered, all that sort of stuff. So it does take a little bit of time. So you might wonder, gee, did it work? Did it go through? I don't see anything. How come it's not working? So there is a little bit of a lag time. I don't want to say that word because I don't want to be lagging. But I can't just watch for units to sign up all the time. So as I said, usually check it, before noon and, somewhere around, dinner time. That's the way that goes.
Okay.
So, and if you do have any trouble, please do, let me know. I'm just trying to think of what other questions I've answered for people. Sometimes so a couple of leaders have gotten confused because they have set themselves up as the colonel, and then they registered their own scout as a seller, and then they've gotten a little just confused on where they were logging in. So it really depends on what they were trying to accomplish with each session. I don't know if you have anything more to address on that, Vincent. Yeah, because some people sometimes end up to have, it appears to the user as though they have multiple accounts, but they really don't.
Yeah. Yeah, we've come across that quite a bit, actually. And if you guys are in there, if you have any questions over anything or get lost, feel free to reach out to Art, who will reach out to me. I'm literally always available. I pretty much have no life, so I'm here for you guys whenever you need me. Don't feel like, there's a situation where, oh, well, maybe I've emailed too much, or maybe I've done this, or maybe I just shouldn't. If you have a question, go ahead and ask. We're going to get you guys taken care of. We got a great team. We're here for you, and you're not alone on this thing.
So I think I missed, where do you go to sign up?
There's actually, let me do this. If you give me a quick second, I can actually post the link in here for you guys, and you can sign up using that link. It's going to sign you directly beneath this council.
One question that we did have from a previous one was the sign-ins. It kept on saying that we were signing in from different locations, but like I wasn't leaving my home. I know I had emailed you about that.
Yeah, that was a situation where, so like it did it to me sometimes too. So it would make me look like I'm in Chicago when I'm in here. So it's a situation of the system bouncing back and forth between the actual cell phone tower and like your in-home Wi-Fi. And so when it does that, the system thinks, okay, like how can you be here and then all of a sudden you're here? Like that's sketchy. And so you get those kickback messages. Our IT team should have gone in. I'm not sure if they entirely fixed it, but I know that they've at least fixed the frequency that you get those emails. So that should have gotten a little better for you.
I haven't tried it again since, so sorry.
No, but I remember this like a month ago, right? It's either a month ago or a few weeks ago, because it was happening to me as well. So I remember you bringing that up.
We do have a great
Arts
popcorn
ready
team.
for the tins.
Don't forget the Patriot tins. I know they're not your favorite team. Sorry about that, Adam.
Look, we'll get it done for you guys. I'm not a Patriots guy
Bengals.
anyway, but
Bengals.
you guys are never going to see the playoffs. You know that, right?
Go Raiders.
We've been there twice. We just didn't win.
Sorry, scouting is my sport.
All right.
I've been scouting for 40 years. You know.
I'm another Patriot. All right. Got you to
why
come
I'm
on
not
camera.
Bringing up themselves.
That's good. And this is actually an important point. We need to keep the fun in the sale, especially during all these obstacles we have. We're laughing together here. We need to make sure that we do that. So laugh with each other, laugh with the kids. That's what we have to do in order to be successful.
Listen, I'm going to forgive the kids for being Patriots fans, but if I ever meet them, I'm bringing Colts gear. Believe that. You guys getting hats, jerseys, coolies. Hey, Brady's no longer with you guys. Nor is Gronk. You got to get yourself a new 10, sir.
They're all classics, though.
That's true. Just so you guys know, I did go ahead and put the registration link in there for you. So if you click the link, it's going to put you directly beneath the council. Also, feel free to reach out to me if you want some gear from a good team. We'll get you guys situated on that level. That way you don't have to rock that Patriots gear.
Oh, so we have to buy from your son too then, right?
You know what? I'm not even going to make that a requirement. I'm just going to send that free. We're going to throw that. You guys are going to open the box, expect popcorn. It's just going to be nothing but a bunch of Colts gear. All I ask is that you not burn it. Actually distribute it to the scouts.
All right. Well, I guess at this point in time, I guess we can say good evening to all.